We look at the news through a horror lens. We lens news through horror. We horror news. Welcome to the Lost and Known podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Scott. Oh, Scott. Fuck, what is it? It's Jeremiah. I'm Jeremiah. Oh my God, it's been so long.
It has been so long.
We're getting on 2 months, I think, since our last one.
And I'm Santa Claus.
Well, glad he never made it.
I was promised a Christmas in July, and you guys didn't do July.
We just didn't do July. I don't do July.
I feel like this is a personal attack on everyone's favorite fat white man.
I just like it. It's really tough to be a fat white man these days.
Tell me about it. I feel like any day now, I'm gonna get canceled.
You might just get indicted too, huh? Hey, political, that's what we do. We're here at the Political Podcast. That's what we do. We can't be timely because we only record once every 2 months, apparently now. But we're gonna do this from now on. We promise you. 3 episodes a week.
Oh, year. I thought you were going for year.
Oh, sorry. What's the difference?
3 epizodes per year.
Oh, per year. Yes. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes.
We'll just hit the major holidays. We'll do Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Take the rest of the year off.
That works for me.
We'll do specials.
And we'll do Halloween in. We'll do like Halloween in Christmas. Halloween in whatever that first one you said was.
We did miss what we had promised out as a Christmas in July. I think
we're in late August now.
I want to say maybe we had other promises too, but they are so far in our rear view.
They were
window.
empty promises.
They're gone.
Yeah, they've been empty.
They're in your rear view sleigh. That doesn't even make sense.
No, it'd be like you'd still have a mirror on your sleigh.
Yeah, maybe not a window, but you have the mirror.
It'd be like a rear view sleigh mirror.
Don't try to explain me.
Okay, we're sleigh-splaining people.
Sleigh-splaining. Wow, that is actually hard to say. Like,
that's
could
why
be a
he
tongue
fumbled
twister.
over it the first time.
I think it's just because he's drunk.
That's true.
He's been literally sitting around drinking gin this entire time.
June 30th. Yeah. He's like, oh, tomorrow is my day. I do a very bad Santa impression, but that's essentially it.
I don't think he cares. He literally just slumped over in a chair, and I think
he might be dead.
He might be dead.
Yeah, but anyway, we're here. We're back. We're ready to just give you some silly news and just have a good time like we used to do. We've since actually in mid-July, or actually early July.
A lot has happened since the last time we were here.
Our entire towns got completely flooded.
Our entire state got natural disastered.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we could verify that. Yeah, we were like literally on the freaking front page of the New York Times. People knew across the
President Biden spoke to the nation about us, and I went out to California and talked to friends of ours out there and said, "Have you guys been keeping track of what's been happening to us?" And they're like, "Nope. What are you talking about?"
Nope.
No one fucking knew.
Yep.
We had a friend who we were hanging out with from Washington State, and another from San Jose, California, both in San Jose at the same time. And talking to them. Nope, fucking clue.
And a lot of them are just
West Coasters don't understand East Coast.
And especially like in California, like, do you realize we've had 64, just since we started talking, 64 natural disasters. We've had 74 wildfires that somehow just made their way to Maui. Guess what? The whole country is all fucked with a non-existent climate change. So we've had some justifications for this and some other non-justifications. You've been on vacation. That's a justification.
Yeah. California, as I said.
Yeah, and we've also just been busy with work stuff. And you know what? We don't need fucking excuses. This is a free show. Love it when you get it, or hate it when you get it. Doesn't matter. Just get it.
There's that one thing Todd said to us on Instagram that really rubbed me the wrong way, and that took 3 weeks out of it too.
Oh yeah,
it's just like, your show's eh. And I was like, no, it's more than eh. And he was like, no, it's eh.
Who said that? What?
That's Todd.
Todd said that?
Fucking Todd.
Not Todd. Like,
the Todd.
the Todd.
Yeah. So
you mean at the Todd?
That put me in a bad mood. So like for 3 weeks, I didn't even come out of my house. I DoorDashed like ramen, like single packets whenever I was hungry. Not like enough to make multiple meals over time.
You
like one of those 20 packs
from Shaw's or something.
Yeah, like not one of those 20 packs where I can have ramen 20 days. Oh, one at a time.
Yeah, then you're like, oh, I forgot the water.
Ironically enough, the Dasher who was living close to us, who brought us the most orders, also named Todd, didn't tip him once. Kept bringing us ramen. Yeah.
You don't need to tip them.
You don't need to tip Todds.
No need to tip Todds. Hashtag don't tip Todds.
No tip Todds.
No tip Todds.
Oh, it sounds like a kid with a speech impediment talking about tiptoeing.
Or somebody who doesn't have a tip of their penis. But I'm all shaft. All shaft Todd.
Just like I like them.
Yep. I just want the shaft.
It's like a hammer. It's like a hammer without a head.
Yeah.
Still useful for different things.
Yeah.
Still useful. It's a dowel.
Yeah.
At that point, it's a dowel.
I just want
good old dowel Todd.
No balls,
no ball, tip. Dowel Todd.
No balls, no tip. Todd. Anyway, so we're just gonna cover some fucking weird, fun news and shit like that. We're gonna get back into it now. We might be a little rusty. We haven't done this for a while, but we're just gonna toss into some web droppings and just have a good time. How's that?
We'll jump into doing more creative stuff maybe next week after. We just need to get our toes wet.
Get our bearings. Get our Todds wet.
Tods wet. Is that like a toe without the end digit? Because Todd is a dick without a head.
Yeah.
So it'd be like toes without the part with the nail. So that each toe just ends in a little stump.
It's just like a chopped, like somebody took a fucking butcher's knife and just hacked off the tips of the toes.
Or one of those paper cutters, like that 90s movie with Jon Stewart where they ripped it off and killed aliens with it.
Yeah, which is funny because anybody who's ever used the faculty, which is awesome. I love that movie to this day. It holds up. But also, I just remember seeing like that movie with aliens taking over. I always remember when watching it, I was like, the least realistic part of that movie was that. I'm like, anybody who's ever used one of those paper cutters knows it doesn't cut paper. It doesn't even cut paper. You are definitely not going to be killing aliens with it. That's what
it was. A badass scene where they ripped off the blade, though.
It is true,
which also doesn't come off that easy.
No. It's like you gotta call like the fucking janitor who then has to go to a closet and get a screwdriver, then go like I'll get there, and then finally it's off, and you're like, okay, cool, and then you go and you're like
20 minutes later, you've been molested and the blade's off.
Yeah. Classic janitor.
Classic janitors.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, where'd that there screwdriver go? Well, it's been placed up my buttocks, Mr. Janitor.
Yeah, fix the paper cutter and cleaned up that girl's virginity.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Put some sawdust in there.
Just to clean up the mess.
Yeah,
all right, we're back.
All right, so we're gonna start right out with one of your stories, Scott. We're talking about some ChatGPT stuff. This is actually a story we had from like 2 months ago that we were gonna bring to the table.
This is not news.
But it is one. So it's from June 10th. So we're talking about a couple months, literally ago, a little more than. And
everything's a couple months ago if you try hard enough.
Doesn't make sense. We are not back. We are not back, ladies and gentlemen.
Reverse course.
We're way further back than we thought we were. We're too far back. But anyway, this was an interesting enough story that I have not heard even since covered by a lot of people. So, and we've also been all about the AI and the ChatGPT leading up to this. Obviously, things have changed in the last couple of months. It's even bigger now. But we're gonna have some fun with this. Scott, give me what you got.
Hundreds attend church service
generated by ChatGPT. Foghorn Leghorn.
No, there was no accent.
You should have used an accent.
Nope, because it wasn't Foghorn Leghorn.
Maybe Foghorn Leghorn trying to acclimate. It was trying to pretend he's not a southern dipshit.
It was my neighbor John. That's how he talks. He talks just like Foghorn Leghorn,
but with
zero
no
accent.
Okay, it's okay. So just says I say a lot.
It makes ridiculous claims and thinks he's a lawyer.
Hundreds, I say hundreds.
Okay. This took place in Fürth, Germany.
Sure.
I threw a damn hard Swedish accent on that German town.
Fürth,
Germany.
Fürth, Germany.
Love it.
Yeah.
The artificial intelligence chatbot asked believers in a fully packed St. Paul's church in Bavarian town of Fürth to rise from
keep it.
Yeah, owning it. To rise from the pews and praise the Lord. The ChatGPT chatbot personified by an avatar of a bearded black man on a huge screen above the altar, then began preaching to the more than 300 people who had shown up on Friday morning for an experimental Lutheran church service almost entirely generated by AI. I want to say, first of all, this being Europe, very, very white nation, just like the U.S. for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, Europe's not a nation, but yes, I know
black
what you
pastor,
mean. Yes.
black Lutheran pastor.
Well, ChatGPT was immediately like, "Oh, we need somebody sounding real, like solid Christian." And they just went black pastor.
We also don't want to confuse it with a real human, so we're gonna make him black. See?
Crickets.
Fucking racist.
We're back!
ChatGPT.
We're
Fucking
back.
racist.
Actually, ChatGPT is very racist.
All right. So,
large language models are trained on a bunch of shit that's been racist systemically. So, yeah.
Yes. This is a quote from the sermon. Quote, "Dear friends, it is an honor for me to stand here and preach to you as your first artificial intelligence at this year's convention of Protestants in Germany." I didn't make the accent up. It's ChatGPT just does not get accents.
Oh, the black Swedish guy. I love it.
The avatar said with an expressionless face and monotone voice.
Okay, so not what you just did.
I was better than it, apparently.
Was it, definitely, yeah, because you were definitely Bjerg and Smeargan all over the place.
The 40-minute-long service,
oh my God,
including the sermon, prayers, and music, was all created by ChatGPT.
The music was created by ChatGPT?
And Jonas Simmerlian, a theologian and professor at the University of Vienna. Okay, so this is
I think this was Jonas, yeah. Which is that could be a total. I mean, I guess it's a German name, but yeah. I could also see that being a Jonas from Smeargan.
The lesser-known Jonas brother went on to say,
"Yep,
I
like the fact that you think the Jonas brothers are brothers because their first name is Jonas."
Yeah. That's what links them.
Yeah. Because everybody who's brothers is people who have the same first name. Okay, that's how families work. That's surname.
During an interview, two of them are just sitting there like, "Isn't it amazing how you guys just met one day and like this all came together magically?" You'd be like, "Yeah, every time we meet someone named Jonas, we just know we're brothers."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jonas, Nick. There were just other ones.
Wait, is their last name Jonas?
Their last name is Jonas. Yeah,
So
they're really brothers. They're Jonas brothers.
Oh, their first names aren't all.
No, that's no.
Because that would make more sense to me that they're the Jonas brothers. Like their first names are all Jonas.
Right, like the Ramones.
Yes, first name
everybody's first name all Ramon. Ramoni, Ramoni Johnny, Ramoni Gail, Ramoni George.
I guess I grew a little today and I learned a new fact.
Yeah, you learned that last names have more to do with your family name than the first name.
But like, if I ran into like another person named Scott, we want to start a business,
you'd be like,
couldn't I call it the Scott Brothers business?
You could call it whatever you want.
He's my brother.
It doesn't.
He can be black.
It doesn't matter.
He can be black. I can be white. We're trying to transcendentalize this stuff. We're the Scott Brothers.
Okay.
I'm his brother. He's my brother.
Yeah. I'm sure he'd love it if you called him that. Yep.
Depends on our dynamic.
Yeah. Well, you got to find him first. Got to find the Black Scott.
Got to catch them all.
Not a lot of Black Scott out here.
Most fucked up game of Pokemon Go I've ever seen.
This is a little racist.
Hey, you!
Yeah.
To one black dude I just say, Scott! And when he doesn't turn around, I'm like, no, didn't catch him.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know about your game of Pokemon where instead of we got to catch them all, it's we got to round them all up. We might want to go ahead and change that dynamic.
Pokemon! Gotta round them all up!
Keep them in cages. They belong to you.
Make them fight for the sport.
Yep, we're back. Anyway,
right.
So Jonas was saying, sorry.
I've already read it all.
Okay.
The AI church service was one of hundreds of events at a convention of Protestants in the Bavarian towns of Nuremberg and their neighboring Fürth. And it drew such immense interest that people formed a long queue outside of the 19th century non-Gothic.
Neo-Gothic.
Oh. I was like,
yeah. They specifically know this. It specifies non-Gothic.
I read it wrong and it broke my brain.
Because most of them are Gothic. Most of them are Gothic in England, so they're just like,
this one's more neoclassical.
This is neoclassical. It's non-Gothic, yes.
So no big titty girls in there? Yeah. Well, yeah, but they're neoclassical big titty girls.
Neoclassical, yeah, I mean, yeah.
They're not big titty goths.
Yeah. They got big titties no matter what. I mean, come on. We're in church for Christ's sake. All right.
Church where you go for the big milkers.
Go for the milkers.
The convention itself, I'm going to skip a bunch of words, takes place every 2 years in the summer at a different place in Germany and draws tens of thousands of believers to pray, sing, and discuss their faith. They also talk about current world affairs and look for solutions in the key issues, which this year included global warming, the war in Ukraine, and artificial intelligence. We're glossing over the other two because I'm sure they have their own biblical points on it.
Yes, yeah.
Global warming, fake. War in Ukraine, deserved. Guessing that's what the church went with.
Yeah. Yeah, well, one of the quotes I really like here, and I believe
because the church is wrong on a lot of things.
Yeah, but not the thing about fucking kids. We're pretty good about that one. Yes, we're pretty good about that one. If you look in the Bible deep enough and read it deep enough, you'll see that you should fuck them kids. Oh, you should fuck them kids. What's that? Fired? Okay, see you later. That's the 29-year-old. This pastor was also only 29. He said, I conceived this service, but actually, I rather accompanied it because I would say about 98% comes from the machine. And he was only 29. Is only 29. He's not dead. He's fine.
It says in the story, at times the AI-generated avatar inadvertently drew laughter as when it used platitudes and told the churchgoers with a deadpan expression that in order to, quote, to keep our faith, we must pray and go to church regularly.
Better?
No, not really. I think I almost dipped into like some kind of Swahili accent there.
Well, no, it just sounded like a very terrible, like, a poo accent.
It did go a little Indian, didn't it?
No, a little. It was 100%. I thought you were doing that on purpose.
Nope. Just bad at accents.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, no, you're good at accents. You just can't keep them straight.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's for comic effect.
Yeah,
exactly. I did that on purpose.
I wish I hadn't called it out because it would have seemed on purpose like I thought it was, and it would have been comedy instead of just awkwardness.
So there were mixed reactions amongst us. Some people said it had no heart and soul. Some people just didn't like it straight up.
Of course, it literally doesn't have a heart or a soul.
Yep. When all is said and done, this was an experiment. This is not something ongoing, but we have predicted the future many a time in the show.
Yes, we have.
Look at deep fake actors getting scanned and put into movies into perpetuity.
Happening.
We called that, and we've actually what we were calling that on the show. Extras on the set of WandaVision, one of the best shows Marvel has ever put out on Disney Plus.
Oh, loved it.
The
yeah.
extras were literally scanned against their will, not told why, and never paid and never called back. And apparently, some wonder if they've been in the background of scenes without any payment, nothing. Like they just got fired because they ripped their soul and put it on screen.
Well, to be fair though, Disney can't afford to pay people. They don't make enough money.
Just hit up their GoFundMe, everybody.
Yeah.
Disney's going through a rough patch right now.
A real rough patch.
They got a GoFundMe up right now to pay their actors and writers fair wages because that's
what they want to do.
They're just plumb out of cash.
That's definitely what they want to do. You know, they're definitely part of the thing that they definitely support the people who actually make all their shit. And, and they're not just giving all the money to the fucking people at the top, and paying, I don't know, their legal fees to fight Ron DeSantis for a law that they actually technically helped him get passed.
Yeah. Now, I am going to transition this story to a second story that is also...
Trans!
Whoops, what?
Pro-trans. We didn't want to be, people are going to cancel us like they did Bud Light. You transitioning.
Oh yeah.
Jokes. We're pro-trans, by the way. But I should know it, everybody. Just in case the Daily Wire or whatever wants to fucking latch onto our shit again. When we say shit like that, it is satire. We are joking. We are pro-tans. Actually, anti-tans. That's actually a bad thing. It's bad for your skin. Pro-trans, pro-LGBTQ+. Yeah.
No, I was listening to and also trying to open link to my story, and then also in my brain searching for what happened to Bud Light recently because that was so long ago.
Oh, so long ago. No, it's so long ago, but it's still happening. Like they're still 20% down on their fucking.
Do you know how well Bud Light's doing right now? Do you want to know? I have been watching memes all fucking day today of people who caught Kid Rock drinking Bud Light at a bar, and basically everyone took pictures of him with a Bud Light can in his hand or just putting it all over the internet, going. Oh, look at you.
Well,
look at you.
So the thing that people noted too is that so really InBev is the big company, right, that owns all of them. It's not Anheuser-Busch. InBev owns Anheuser-Busch. The people that everybody have been people like, fuck you, from now on we're buying Miller Lite and Coors Light. All of it is owned by InBev.
Yeah.
So like literally
these aren't smart people.
No, they're not. They're not. The only one that actually has been doing well is the Modelo, which I love. I'm glad that it's actually doing better because it's showing up in more stores. I love Modelo.
It's the number one seller right now.
And I love it. Like, all like MAGA's just like, yeah, pro-America. Let's give all our money to Mexico. So they can help pay for that wall.
The only beer I drank besides one wine bottle-sized Ichiban that I got at a bar in Japantown, when I ordered an Ichiban, I thought I was getting like a beer, like a 12-ounce beer bottle. They gave me a wine bottle-sized one.
Yes.
And I just walked around with it like a monster.
It's like a half a liter, yeah.
Like, I'm already a foot taller than everyone in the bar, and I got a beer that's only 1 foot shorter than them.
You're like, I am Gojira. Just stepping on everybody.
But I drank Negro Modelo the entire time I was out there. That was my beer of choice. It costs a little bit more out there.
I've always been a huge Modelo fan.
It's like $18 a 12-pack of bottles, which isn't actually that bad.
No, and actually, so Modelo now has a
Negro Modelo. Oh my god! In the summer, it is such a summertime happy tummy beer.
Modelo now has a essentially the Michelob Ultra version of Modelo, and I got it, and it tastes very
is it the Classico one.
It's called O-R-E, or whatever. So it's Modelo Ore, and it's like it costs a couple of bucks more than Michelob Ultra, but it tastes way closer to regular Modelo, like really smooth, everything like that. It's my new favorite, and it actually has 6 calories less than even Michelob Ultra. It has 90 calories a can.
I like the Negro, even though I don't like dark beer. It just has a more full flavor.
It is. No, Modelo for years and years, for decades, really has been one of my favorites.
Vacation.
But dude,
but
it has. I will say one of the beauty parts of one of the beneficial things coming out of this Bud Light thing is so many of these fucking idiots would be like, hey, pro-America, giving all this money to this Mexican company, is that Modelo used to be relatively hard to find around Vermont. Like, there's 2 or 3 places that would sell it.
No, and then, that's why I don't drink it homeside.
But guess what? Like, now it's all over the place.
Yeah,
like, you can get it at Shaw's.
A warmer climate, and it's always sold in warmer climates.
No, you can get it at Shaw's, Price Chopper, all those places now. Everybody sells it because
keep naming places he can be sold at. Come on.
All right, Sonic.
Keep going.
McDonald's.
Keep going.
Vans.
Keep going. Wait, the shoe company?
Nike. Blue Cabinet. The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Sorry, I ran out of things to say, and I'm just looking at things around my house.
He's run out of places that sell things outside of his home.
I don't leave my home much.
Someone only has a very limited DoorDash count.
Oh, it's true.
All right.
I ordered $75 worth of KFC on DoorDash not long ago. I was eating some mushrooms, and we're not going to say that they were illicit mushrooms because I'm not going to promote that kind of thing on this podcast. But let's just say I ate some mushrooms and apparently ordered $75 worth of KFC, which is also on DoorDash about $40 worth of KFC.
Yeah.
It
was just 4 sadness bowls.
Well, and so the problem is a lot of it is just fucking like biscuits. And I'm not going to eat one of those
$70 worth of biscuits.
There were 12 biscuits.
For $70?
I mean, I didn't order only biscuits, but 12 biscuits came with everything I
got
ordered.
the only biscuits bucket.
Those biscuits. Oops, all biscuits.
Oops, all biscuits. The Oops All Biscuits
Oops,
bucket.
All Biscuits bucket by the Colonel. That's right. These rock hard pieces of shit that can't be eaten past 4 seconds after receiving them showed up DoorDash 35 minutes later, completely inedible.
You can pitch that to KFC on X, I guess.
Oops, all biscuits.
That might be the title of the episode, by the way. Do you have the show notes open?
Oh my god, yeah. Okay. So I do. So go on to the next story.
Type that in.
That one's yours as well. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're following in with the AI stuff. Restaurant uses fake priest to hear workers' confessions. And once again, as a disclaimer, this is a story from the end of June. So we kept this in our back pocket because it was worthy of bringing to your attention. The owners of a North Carolina taqueria.
No, like taqueria.
Taqueria. That's how you say. That's how you spell taqueria.
Taqueria, yeah.
That's really how you spell taqueria.
Yeah.
I would have butchered that if you asked me to write it on paper with a pen right now and not open my phone.
Yeah, it's a taqueria.
Wow.
Taqueria Garibaldi.
I'm like I did not know that word.
Yes.
Chain will pay $140,000 in back wages and damages after federal investigations found they used a fake priest to elicit confessions
Oh my God,
of wrongdoings from their employees.
I read this a month ago when you like a month and a half
It's
ago.
an amazing story.
I totally forgot. This is an amazing story. Yeah.
So the labor officials began looking into allegations that employees weren't being paid overtime wages at the Sacramento area chain Taqueria. Did I say it right that time?
Yes, you did.
Garibaldi in May of 2021. As investigators contacted employees, they learned that a man who purported to be a priest had been introduced by the owner to, quote, get the sins out of the restaurant workers, one former employee said in an affidavit filed in this case. Okay, this is where the story gets fun. The priest began meetings with a prayer. Labor Department investigator Raquel Alfaro testified to last year. He then asked the employees whether they were loyal to the owner, Eduardo Hernandez, and whether they had ever stolen from him. As soon as the confession started, this is a quote from one of the employees, I found the conversation to be strange and unlike normal confessions where I would tell a priest about the sins I wanted to confess. The former employee, Maria Parra, said in her sworn declaration, quote, the priest mostly had work-related questions, which I thought was strange.
Yeah, that's usually... so, let me tell you, I grew up Catholic. I've been to plenty of confessions, all right? So, I would note that in my confessions, normally when I would go up... Now, it was normally weird. They'd be like, hey, what do your dick look like? That is a normal confession. Normally, talking to a priest, they're not like... Hey, how many burgers you flipped today? Did you meet your points per transaction?
I think a normal priest would ask the opposite. Who asked you what your dick looked like?
Okay.
You know, needing to get, like, maybe he wants to contact the police. They can't contact the police. And I guess I just have a pervy priest, too.
Yeah, no, the priest is like, what does your dick
Who
look like?
Who want to look at your dick? Because I want to meet him.
Yeah. Hey.
I got something on my dick they need to look at, too. Was he a doctor? No? Okay, you look anyway.
Yeah, sounds like your doctor don't know what he's doing. Can I just look at your dick and lick your dick a little bit? That's how you know real herpes exists, while you lick on it.
Sometimes I have a confession booth as well. Up at the North Pole, the elves get very naughty, and I put up a tarp on a clothesline. I sit on one side of it, and I have them sit on my knee.
Wait, so they're just sitting on your knee in front of a tarp?
The tarp hides everyone else from us.
Oh, God. Okay, but do they think you're a priest, or
They
still...
know very clearly what's happening.
Okay.
It's a no-pants July Santa confessional.
Okay.
They don't wear pants. I don't wear pants. If something slips in, oopsie daisy.
So the kids are sitting on your lap, or
They're
the elves?
not kids.
Sorry, the
elves are grown adults.
Sure
or
they-
aren't. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
they're
they're
the same
tiny.
size,
Yeah.
10 or 20.
Okay, but so they're sitting on
Also,
your lap.
I said I really like that you didn't go 10 or 50. You just your age range is short.
They die after 21. We have a Logan's Run kind of
So
operation.
they're killed after 21.
We have a Logan's Run kind of operation.
But instead of in the 80s, they get killed at 20.
We have a Logan's Run type of
I got
operation.
it. Okay. And they're lap worthy until about 20, and then they're fucking mincemeat. Then they're reindeer food?
Not my fault if they can't take a Santa D after 21.
Oh, shit.
wow.
Does that... Oh, wait.
Wow, we are getting a lot of hot fucking... hot.
Santa, can you just... Oh, no, he literally just went back into his chair and passed back out again.
Yeah.
He is an
He put a tarp
alcoholic.
up. He put a tarp up.
He put a tarp over himself. Hey,
Yeah.
the tarp's moving. Don't look. The
Yeah.
tarp's moving.
That is a gross
He is definitely jerking off to him, Logan's running elves when they turn 21. I'm pretty sure he kills them with his dick.
Yeah. If he could, yeah. Anyway, continuing.
Hernandez told another employee that they needed to help him by telling investigators they needed only 8 hours each day, 5 days a week, according to court filings. Hernandez also asked the employers to manipulate time cards and suggested otherwise. Filings stated, in reality, the employer said they regularly worked more than 40 hours a week and had only 1 day off, according to the Labor Department. Restaurant management also threatened employees with adverse immigration consequences. We'll fly you to a better country. Oh, you keep this up. You fucking keep this up. I'm going to fly you straight to Canada where you'll get free healthcare and they won't be bad to you.
Yeah, what do you know? Yeah. But guess what? They still have their problems, I guess.
They also use pooled tips to pay managers, the Labor Department said. Another unnamed employee told investigators that manager Alejandro Rodriguez would not let us sit down and eat, forcing workers to hide in the refrigerators during meals.
Oh my God.
The government called the scheme among the most shameless acts of employer intimidation ever. Also, I just realized when we started the story, I tried to segue this by saying it had to do with AI. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that.
Oh, I didn't even.
I guess rather than going back and cutting out of the show, I'll just give a disclaimer right now.
Because
I said bad information at the top of the show.
Oh, because it was like fake priest. We thought maybe
fake news, fake everything, AI, blah
so,
blah blah.
Yeah, no,
my brain curled it into something.
No, there's a segue. It was the
bad segue.
The priest segue. The
priest segue works.
Yes.
The AI part. The AI part is not.
Yeah. No, the fake priest is a legit fake priest created by a human being.
All right. To end the story. The government was unable to identify the man who acted as the priest. The employees knew him as Hernandez's friend. Local church authorities are completely confident he is not a priest of the Diocese of Sacramento.
Okay.
So he brought in a strange man, made the employees confess their sins to him.
Who was not a real priest.
And he pushed for sins that were work-related only.
Yes.
And
by the way, not even sins. By the way, most of those aren't even sins. They're literally just them doing things against the rules of a capitalistic fucking company. Those are not sins as far as like Christ is concerned.
So the movie Waiting, genius. I rewatched it like 6 months ago.
Yeah, probably like a year ago for me. Yeah,
Waiting 2, not that good in comparison.
I mean, Waiting also, I was like, okay, there's a lot of this that could not be made today, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Waiting 3 just got written for us. You start with this as the premise. You roll this as like,
you're right.
So Waiting had like 9 storylines going on.
Yeah,
this could be 3 of them.
Yes.
And then you just have other stuff going on too.
Well, there is the manager trying to create a fake priest scenario to figure out what's going on because they're like, listen, I'm not allowed in the inner circle of this restaurant because we all know there's an inner circle and then there's the management and there's the outer circle, which is like the actual owners, and we essentially have the slightly outer circle being the management being like, oh, I just want to be in on what is going on, so I want to be in on that, so they create a fake priest scenario.
Get BJ from Royal Gemstones to be the manager of the restaurant.
Oh yeah,
and he brings in a priest.
Yeah.
Let's just recast the entire Royal Gemstones cast.
Rearrange
them into different roles in a waiting type scenario, but we keep Louise Guzman.
I will. And
anyone else is willing to come back.
Yeah, I will take all of Righteous Gemstones.
I want the priest to be Danny McBride.
Yeah. Yeah. This motherfucker.
Because he wouldn't act like a priest, but he could wear like the outfit.
Yeah.
And then just be like,
these motherfuckers.
Just swear. What are you fucking doing in the kitchen?
I mean, no, he's essentially
You're doing coke in the kitchen.
He's essentially that in Righteous Gemstones. Like, he's supposed to be like a righteous fucking preacher, and he's a fucking piece of shit.
You're right, by the way. The new season's really good. One of the best ones. The Muscle Boys season and this season are the two best.
Dude, honestly, no. To me, they've gotten better. Like it went like season 1. Like honestly, it's crazy to think that season 3 of a show is the best of the 3 seasons. Which is tough to say because
season 4.
Is this? I thought it was season 3.
No, I could be wrong.
Maybe it's season 4. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
I'll plant the seed that you might be wrong too, just to make us both unstable.
Exactly.
You could be completely right, but I just want to make sure you think you're wrong until we know you're right.
Yeah. We'll figure that out eventually. But yeah,
nagging your co-host.
There's 3 seasons.
Okay, I really thought it was the 4th for some reason.
We just finished the 3rd season. Yeah, they're early in, but the 4th season was confirmed after the last episode, so it is coming back. But yeah, so I've got something. Seems like a religious show. We didn't mean this to happen, but
oh my god, you're right. This is third religious story in a row.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, we'll probably have.
I'm a big fan of Jesus myself. He used to pull my sleigh before we figured out there were reindeer.
Oh, yeah. What did you do with Jesus after that?
He already had his arms out, on the cross.
Yeah,
he was like
pre-drilled
Superman.
holes.
He was like super. We just put a bit in his mouth. We tied him to the sleigh, and he magically flew us around the world.
I really just now want to draw a picture of Jesus on the cross pulling Santa's sleigh.
With a bit, yeah.
I've never seen that.
Well, let's do it. You and I both have artistic
ChatGPT,
ability.
not ChatGPT. Bing AI.
Leonardo.
Oh my God, any of those, just literally plug in.
If not,
Jesus on the cross,
straight stable diffusion.
pulling Santa's sleigh instead of the reindeer.
A buddy of mine started
yes.
recently used. We tried to put something in Midjourney, it wouldn't allow us to use, so we went straight to the run diffusion, which is stable diffusion. You just get access to the core. You can say anything you want, and it will create it for you. That being said, you realize how much work Midjourney does, behind the scenes to make things good, because we were trying to do this shit and it's like we didn't know which fucking slide. There's like 37 different sliders to like and adjustments and these really cryptic things.
Yeah.
And we have to really tweak these, but you could get that to happen if Midjourney AI will not allow that to happen. Stable diffusion. You said run diffusion will work.
So how much time did you spend trying to get an image of Cameron Diaz pegging Cameron Diaz?
I think like 2-3 hours.
Worth it.
A lot of iterations.
Worth it.
A lot of iterations. We got somebody. It looked like it was more of like a Cameron Diaz
human centipede type situation.
Well, she was a peg. A
peg shaped, like a Cameron Diaz shaped peg.
Yeah, I jerked off to it either way.
I mean, I would.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are now talking about evangelicals rejecting quote-unquote liberal teachings of Jesus. Now, Russell Moore is an evangelical leader.
Boo.
Actually, no, he's all right compared to other evangelicals.
Reverse boo. Oob.
I will say, he's an evangelical preacher, so yes, boo. But he's one of these, so he has come out like he was talking like early on about the fact that like Donald Trump is a piece of shit and he's anti-Christian and all this kind of stuff. And he found, so this guy was preaching like a lot of this like turn the other cheek stuff. Classic Jesus.
Sermon on the Mount.
Classic Jesus stuff.
I read this story.
Yes. So classic Jesus.
Unlike the stories I brought to the table, I read this one.
I read yours so I can correct you.
No.
Yeah. Or actually, that was more
I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why. When does it go with embellish?
Actually, no, it's true. Yeah. So it is from the Sermon on the Mount, like the turn the other cheek, and so they he would preach these things, and then people from his congregation would come up and be like, "Why are you preaching all this liberal bullshit, this weak ass shit?" And essentially, he was like, "Well, that's in the Bible." It's like, "Well, that doesn't carry anymore because that's weakness." And it shows. And he was saying like it shows what MAGA has done. And we're not a political podcast; it's just like a story about this.
We can all hate domestic terrorists like MAGA,
exactly, which we should. And he was pointing out like he was like, "Listen, if we're at a point where we are like the Christian." Which has the word Christ in it, by the way. Like, evangelical Christians are now...
So if they don't like Christ, are they just shtins?
Yeah, they're just evangelical shtins. Yeah, exactly. But see, these people still are like, listen to Jesus, listen to Christ, but they're like, 100% of what he says about compassion and turning the other cheek, they're like, well, we don't want to be pussies, though. And he was saying, like, the cult of Donald Trump and MAGA has overtaken the evangelical movement so much that it's just there's almost nothing.
Which wasn't exactly good to begin with.
It wasn't. That's what I mean.
Born-agains and evangelicals.
Yes,
not
that's
good
what I
people.
mean. Oh my God, yeah, dude, yeah. So he said like the Christianity.
I can't believe they're sullying the name of Nazis. You know what I mean?
Yeah, No, that's essentially it. Yeah, so we say like Christianity is in a quote unquote crisis due to the current state of right-wing politics. Which I mean, in a way, honestly, if MAGA can kill the Republican Party and right-wing Christianity at the same time.
Evangelicals, born-agains, all that.
Could we see sometime, say like 50 years in the future, us looking at Donald Trump being the best thing that ever happened to liberal politics ever?
Yep. Could you imagine if every church was closed down and turned into a homeless shelter / re-education center for people who need job skills and are homeless?
Yeah. You mean things that Jesus would like?
Yeah, instead of being a place where they just collect your money and buy private jets.
And really what you're talking about is like Unitarian churches and,
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
I'm anti-church, but there are good churches.
No, there are some
churches.
people who are like, listen, I can't get, I don't want to admit that fucking God doesn't exist, even though they kind of in the back of their head, they're like, listen, we know that, but they're like, I have to believe God exists. There's a bigger power.
Oh,
but
that totally registered on the mic.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a big one.
Sorry.
But they're also like, but I also want to give a shit about my gay and lesbian friends, and I also don't want to think that they're evil, and I also want to just think about compassion and empathy, and not worry about fucking all this ridiculous fucking bigoted bullshit.
Sometimes I want to jerk off to Mary and Joseph porn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
Which is just them sitting in a room knitting, and all of a sudden she goes,
Preggy! I'm preggers. Uh-oh! Jesus! And then just go on the road. We're like, get that frankincense and myrrh. Who's frankincense? Who's myrrh? You been fucking them?
When you made the popping sound and said, oh my God, Jesus, all I could picture was a tiny, like a full-grown Jesus, like a man, but small enough to pop out of a vagina, and then just hitting the ground running.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, the world's waving past him, and, like,
he's
just,
with
like,
a crown of thorns and everything. He's like, that's the part that hurt. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, so when AI video gets better, I definitely want to try to get it to do the birth through death of Jesus as a speed run in under 30 seconds. But all, like, looking straight at him. So you just start by looking at Mary on the couch. Her legs part.
Yeah.
He pops out and he runs at the camera and it blurs.
And then it's POV. Like,
but then it's like he catches a glass of water, turns into wine, pounds it, throws it, grabs a fish, turns it into bread. I don't know what he did.
I think it was the other way around. But he's like, you know what? I can go both ways.
Now you have fish bread. We don't eat that. No one eats that.
Someone just opens up a thing of Wonder Bread. There's like a tail and a head. We're like, I don't want it. That's so gross.
Jesus did another speed run through Shaw's this afternoon.
Make your fucking sandwich.
Just leaving weird food.
Yeah. My salmon burger is made of wheat. Yeah. All right. Fucking eat it.
But yes, I want to do that AI video. A 30-second AI video of Jesus speed run, life to death. Like at some point, hits the cross running, kind of presses through it, and then falls off of it, rots, and then comes up as a ghost, and then speed runs up to heaven.
Exactly. Yeah. You're like boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
The last thing he does before he speeds run like up the stairway to heaven is, first of all, that song starts playing at the very end. Just enough so you don't get into royalty territory.
Oh, just like a really shitty cover version of it.
5 seconds of it.
Yeah. Down. Fair use.
He grabs a MAGA cap that's thrown to him, puts it on, mugs for the camera, and just yeets up to heaven.
It winks, and like a big old Christly bang.
And be like, that's MAGA Jesus.
Well, yeah. So anyway, with that in mind, that's our new content.
Well, that's trying to get MAGA Jesus back into MAGA's hands because they don't like him. Oh, at some point an AR-15 is thrown to him too. He also turns it into bread.
We both
just get a loaf of bread with a gun in it.
Oh yeah. He made water into AR-15s and bread into AR-15s. Yeah. We can't eat this, Jesus. Fuck you. He's fucking like the first school shooter. Fucking Jesus.
Oh my God, yeah, doing it at his early point. He ages up.
Yeah.
So he starts as a kid, teenager. So when he's a teenager,
he doesn't die until he's like 30. So
teenager gets AR-15 moments.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. He's the first
30 seconds. Like it's the first 10 are him as a teenager / kid.
Oh,
AR-15 comes out, shoots up a school, turns it into bread, throws it at a homeless person.
The first mass breading.
Right!
Right!
Sorry, that was a bad dad joke.
Well, I think that
I'm dead in mass breading.
I think that's the best joke of the fucking episode, easily. So that's pretty much the end of the story. I'm going to say one more thing. Moore went on to say that he did not think it would be possible to fix Christianity by fighting a war on the soul of evangelicalism, urging its concerned brethren to instead fight small and local battles, like refusing to go along with the current church culture, which is this MAGA, which has nothing to do with church. Like, dude, Donald Trump.
MAGA's a separate
Donald
cult.
Trump has never been to a fucking sermon. He's never been to a fucking other than when he had to.
He tear gassed some people to hold a Bible upside down once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And then he was like, "Which passage you like?"
Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right?
He's holding it from the top down.
Yeah.
Could just flip it.
Literally an upside down cross, like a fucking.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so that's that. I've got. No, we're moving to non-religious territory.
Is that why he held it upside down?
Because
people keep saying that he's Satan because the Satan will come back, have the the message on his head, the symbol on his head of him, and everyone's wearing those MAGA red Satan color.
Red Satan, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if there
believe me, if there is an Antichrist,
yeah.
If there is an Antichrist, it's very fucking clearly Donald Trump. Like,
is
Jesus
it, though?
Christ.
That's giving him so much credit.
No, that's why I'm saying if. There's none.
I know,
This is bullshit. We pretty much know there are aliens out there now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to skip to the alien story because we're already at a very good segue. Because I said the word aliens.
Oh yeah, since we've been on the show, Hawaii burned down. Aliens are real. Vermont,
well, aliens are quote unquote real.
Vermont flooded.
Sorry. Aliens are real. That's such a grain of salt for me. Like, there was a guy that showed up with a few other people who was like, somebody told me aliens were real once.
Oh, you saw them. You saw the ships.
No, he didn't. Like he
did.
Yeah.
He himself did.
He saw some ships, but like all of the
Without
real
proof,
all of the real quote unquote evidence. No, here's the thing. I think aliens. First of all, aliens are real anyway. I think they've visited us, but I think this new disclosure shit might be bullshit because I think a bunch of people, and actually, I heard somebody like mention it like recently. This is a really good point. Known like corrupt liars told him about this thing for him to go out and take the bullet and tell everybody about this thing. Now, the Tic Tacs, I think, are real aliens or from interdimensional beings. I do think there's a lot of truth to it. But the fact that this guy was able to just come out and just chat and like not really.
Have we seen him?
He would have been killed.
Have we seen him since?
We saw him like 6 times.
Since?
What, since then? No. Since his first interview, yes.
We haven't seen him?
Since his first interview on News Nation, yeah. Like,
no,
we saw
since his last interview, we haven't seen him.
Who cares?
He might be dead. They might have deaded him.
But his first interview was on News Nation 3 weeks before that fucking... that hearing.
And since his last interview, his very last one, we haven't seen him.
So he's dead?
Maybe got dead.
So you're okay with that conspiracy, but not the conspiracy of somebody telling this guy, yeah.
I think that any person I don't see on the news after the last time I saw him on the news could be dead.
You've got journalistic object permanence issues.
Journalistic object permanence.
Yeah, if they don't show up on the news, they dead.
Pretty sure Marjorie...
Jeremiah, where are you? You haven't been on the news.
Pretty sure Marjorie Taylor Greene's dead. I haven't seen her on the news since like Thursday.
Please, for the love of God,
I haven't seen her on the news since Thursday. Politician...
I wish.
Politician object permanence.
Yes, yeah, politician. No, anyway, so, but by the way, I do believe the Grush.
Audio apps for you. Which one do you want to use to listen to this?
Oh, that's from. I was turning around because it's on my watch.
I like that everywhere you look, the sound is coming from the same direction. So we just get interrupted by Jer's
by the way,
Apple Watch.
I have my watch on, and I was looking around to find out where it was coming from, and it kept following me. So
that was actually
creepy.
amazing how the sound just followed you in a circle.
I was looking at it. Anyway, so by the way, I do believe the Grush stuff because there were like there's too much of them just essentially.
No one's coming out.
Yes.
No one's coming out and refuting it either, because there's tons of people who could be like, "These guys are full of shit." No one is saying that.
No, unfortunately, that's where I think that's where I start getting.
No one is calling you bullshit.
No, but that's where I start getting like I'm a little worried about it because
you think
normally
because
the fact that the whole government's like, oopsie, this information got out. I'm like, wait, why?
Well, if I watched the Senate hearings, and the biggest takeaway I got was they seem less concerned about actual aliens and UFOs and more about budget spending and the black budget of the Pentagon.
And why
they were asking a lot of questions about, like, so the Pentagon's failed 6 audits in a row. Big chunks of money are missing. Do you think it went there? And they're like, yes. And like, can you tell us more about that? They're like, no, but we will after the hearing in a private session.
Yes.
And pretty much every senator's like, cool, aliens. Now, where's our money? It was a money talk. The entire
That's
thing
the only
about
way you can
aliens
get anybody to pay attention to
talk.
anything. But again, the thing I'm worried about is the fact that any of this is even being allowed to be talked about. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I do know that when our government doesn't want people to talk about things, they fucking come up missing and they fucking die. And this guy is suddenly just allowed to talk about whatever he wants. So, I'm saying, I do think aliens are here. We've got evidence of them. But there's something other more nefarious happening behind the scenes. And the reason we're allowed to be hearing about this makes me really worried. Because I think the fact that this is a distraction mechanism, I'm very Henry Zabrowski on this one. Anyway, so going into aliens.
I think they've invented high temperature stable Jello and don't know how to break the news to us. Like you throw it in the oven at 350 and it stays Jello.
No,
I think it has a lot of implications.
it doesn't.
Mechanically, militarily, domestically.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw out words I can throw LYs at the end of.
Gim globally. Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna
attractively.
Is that
a word?
We are going to go to our last story about aliens, but maybe not about aliens. Aliens, quote unquote, who attacked Peruvian tribe are illegal miners with jetpacks. Now, we may have originally, had we been recording this podcast for the last 2 months, reported on the original story, which is a bunch of this Peruvian tribe saw a bunch what they consider aliens anyway, and reported them, and there's been like an investigation and things like that.
One of the Peruvians in the jungle whipped out his cell phone and called NASA.
Actually, it's believe it or not, this is an indigenous tribe in Peru, but they do have cell phones and shit like that. Like it is. Well, when we think this is not an untouched tribe,
they got their one mobile tower they pray to in the middle of their village.
This is essentially thinking, yeah. But
thank you for connectivity. They killed a virgin in front of the Mint Mobile Tower. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds has to come in and apologize to the country once in a while. Really sorry you guys lost another virgin. You don't need to pray to it.
He's our God, Ryan Reynolds. You know what? He's kind of our God too. Actually, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
But no,
still not stopping those virgin sacrifices though.
No, but think about our indigenous tribes in the United States. Like they watch Willow and create reservation dogs. Like our indigenous tribes are not.
Did you just say they watch Willow and then create reservation dogs?
Yes,
as a 1-to-1, like the show Willow on Disney Plus.
Yes. No. The movie Willow. Reservation Dogs. The lead. One of the lead characters is Elora Danan, and they have multiple. And also, there's a reference to Burglar Cuts, which is the name of
these connections.
Yeah. Oh no. The lead character in Reservation Dogs is Elora Danan. And they mentioned, oh, you mean like the kid on Willow? And it turns out it's because the leader, the guy who created the fucking series, who is like a reservation dog, like he was like, my favorite movie growing up was Willow, and guess what? Yeah, so I
just thought some like you were like they're so
having a stroke.
They're so reserved and
no
kept aside from humanity as a whole, like culture.
No,
one of them went out into the world, saw Willow, came back, and was like, we're doing Willow here, and what generated from that was Reservation Dogs, which has a play on the Quentin Tarantino movie title. But it seems like they picked and pulled from pop culture.
Exactly, which is the point. So, people from our indigenous tribes in the United States are completely ensconced in American culture.
Good word.
So, these...
I try to say ensconced when fucking once in a while. Never holds up.
I'm ensconced in this pussy.
Never holds up.
I'm ensconced in your pussy. Please get off of me.
It plays weird.
Please get off of me. I never asked you to be on here. This was non-consensual. You are a rapist. Anyway, classic. I'm not going to say Scott the rapist because then it will...
That's horrible. Why would you say that?
I didn't. I said I'm not going to say that. Anyway, so the indigenous tribe in Peru, very well, again, like they're very familiar with, like, they have cell phones. They have electricity. You know, these are not the untouched tribes in the Amazon where we're not allowed to touch them or, we're
not allowed to touch them, huh?
Yeah, I mean we can drone over them.
I was gonna say we can drone strike them if we needed to. But we can't go hands on.
Exactly. Yeah, and they're like, please just give us food. We're like, you're just like a fun thing for us to look at. Anyway, so these aliens. So an indigenous tribe in Peru believes it is being attacked by aliens, but authorities believe the real culprits are illegal gold miners wearing jetpacks. By the way, this is more
aren't quite real.
And
yet.
honestly, this is okay. So this is where I'm at. Okay, a lot of the
water
people,
jetpacks are, and there are some propulsion ones. There are.
So there's a lot of people like saying we've seen these things, and there's like an enhanced video by somebody from an indigenous tribe who took a video from their cell phone, and then somebody enhanced it and made it look like, oh, hey, check this out. And most of the people on Twitter and experts are like, that's a tree. Those are branches from a tree. You don't know what you're talking about. But here's my thing. So after all of that, the authorities came in and said, you know what? I think these are illegal gold miners using jetpacks. One, setting up an illegal gold mine. Okay, you guys, as authorities, were able to see the illegal gold miners but not find the illegal gold mine. Like, isn't it more plausible that there are fucking aliens than there are illegal...
They're getting kickbacks.
Yeah, no. Oh, from the illegal gold miners?
Yeah, here's some gold.
No, but they
isn't that more plausible?
No, but they're saying they're illegal. They're outing. I would say they're getting kickbacks from the aliens, maybe. But like they're saying there are illegal gold miners. They're outing illegal gold miners. These authorities. So they're saying that is more plausible than there being aliens. I don't think that's true. Now, I think them being trees,
jetpacks doesn't make any sense.
No. Honestly, they're saying these people are like hovering like a meter off the ground. Like, it's 3.5 feet, not even.
You could just
3 feet, 3 inches.
Yeah.
But so these people are like, I shot at him.
Maybe he's just standing on a glass coffee table.
And that's on a jetpack.
No, standing on a glass coffee table is not a jetpack. Let's make that clear.
That should be a t-shirt.
Yeah. Actually, that would be a great t-shirt to walk around, because people would just be like, I have questions.
Yes. So anyway, that's essentially the story. There are 3 different, like, the people in Peru, this Peruvian tribe are like, listen, we know what we saw. They look like Green Goblin, but like silver. Again, these people, you're like, oh, like, how would these people know? Like, they're quoting like fucking Spider-Man movies. Like, they look like Green Goblin from Spider-Man, hovering on his little thing and doing a thing. And then the authorities are like, well, I think it's pretty much just a bunch of Peruvian gold miners illegally riding jetpacks to gold mine. I'm like, first of all, they're running 3 feet off the ground. What are you getting out of that? Like, you can't just walk. Maybe they're trying to make if they're like getting dropped by drones.
Intimidation of the ignorant locals. Intimidation.
Right. The ignorant locals that just quoted Spider-Man and took pictures on their iPhone.
You can buy those jetpacks that have like the arm things and the back things. You kind of Iron Man it, but you look derpy.
Yeah, because you're like Iron Manning 1.5 feet off the ground.
Well, they go higher, but still, you could do that with one person and like wrap them in tinfoil and be like, "Oh, an alien." To like some people who maybe might.
But why? Why did they just show up with an AR and be like, "Don't fucking touch our illegal gold mine"?
Because it's not a school in Kentucky.
Well. Anyway, so that's
this is a developed country, Peru. It's not a third world nation like Kentucky.
That's true. Actually, yes. Honestly, this one tribe in Peru is probably better fucking suited than the shittiest place in Kentucky.
Yeah, probably has better skills looking online at being able to differentiate fake news from real news.
Yeah, probably
better critical thinking skills in general.
I was gonna say probably haven't banned CRT that doesn't even exist there. So anyway, so that is it. That is. As far as I'm concerned, it for our show. We're right at the end of it, my friend. Thank you for sticking through this one.
It's like we never left. We nailed the time. We skipped one story. We always skip one story.
Oh, yeah. We skip usually more than that.
I was allowed to come back. I don't care what you have to say next. Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas.
Well,
goodbye, motherfuckers.
By the way, Boner Spiders shuts down a supermarket. If there's a certain Brazilian wandering spider, you see it, let it bite you, and you will get a hard-on forever and get lost.
That Santa was a motherfucker just now. Also, get lost.
Get lost. Get lost, Santa.
Get lost, fucking Santa. Get the fuck out of here.
Get out of here.
Santa, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of our house.